Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that?
Wasn't me, coach. Welcome to the straight red card. Get off our lawn.
All right, welcome to the Straight Red Card. Yes, we're not going to be on live Monday. Why would we do that? It's Halloween. That's a time for Brett to spend time with his kids. You know? I mean, you got to run them around the neighborhoods and hit the best houses and get all the best candy, and then you'll eat like a fourth of it. Probably.
I find that the kids nowadays, when it comes to Halloween, are not nearly as good as we were when we were kids. I mean, I would start trick or treating like at 6 o'clock, if not about 6 o'clock, but I'd stay out till like 10 o'clock, and I'd come back with like an entire pillowcase full of candy, massive amounts. But now my brother's kids and now my kids, it's like they get like a street done. They're like, I'm done. I want to go home.
God, what is wrong with kids these days? Halloween was the best.
The problem is at least my parents would never just give us candy at will. I'm not saying that I do that by any means, but there are definitely family members that do just give kids candy at will.
Well,
so they feel it's like why would they spend all that time trying to get all the candy when they can just say, Papa, Nana, can I have candy? And they get the candy,
Right. Yeah, I mean, I was told on Friday at work that Monday is Halloween and then I need to come dressed as something. Or I don't have to. But, some people are, and I don't want to be left out. So I went to that
soccer podcast host, right?
Right. I was going to come as John Belushi if he didn't die. That's what I was going to come as.
Fair enough.
Because I went to
empty bottle of Jack,
something like that. Some white shit on my face.
Some pills, yeah.
But I went to that Halloween City shit in Noblesville / Fishers.
Fake as garbage, isn't it?
Oh my god, dude! The line was 200 people long, and it was
clearly not planning ahead
in
of
there.
Time. Yeah,
packed. Motherfuckers walking around Halloween City with their fucking phones buried in the face, running into people and running into shit, and just morons everywhere you went. And nobody is paying attention to what you're doing. So like 2 people ran into me just because they weren't paying attention. It's like, fucking pay attention to what you're doing. All right, anyhow, that's annoying. But I ended up buying a Joker outfit thing. So I'm going to wear a fancy suit tomorrow and a Joker mask. So there's my outfit.
Yeah.
I hope I don't scare anybody. I don't know if that's too scary.
I think the John Belushi one would have been a lot better.
I don't know what else to wear. I guess I could have got like you could
have made yourself a college t-shirt.
Or
brought an empty bottle of liquor, or maybe partially full.
A sweater vest. Because he was wearing the sweater and most of it with the sleeves cut off. And I could have gotten by with that if I could think of something else. I wasn't certainly not going to dress in Belushi's little what's the thing that he did with the big sword, the Japanese sword.
the samurai deli or whatever. Samurai deli, I think is what it was.
You're not going to get away with that. See, I could have got a shirt that said
Could have gone Blues Brothers.
That's true. I didn't even think of Blues Brothers. God, I'm stupid. I would have saved so much. I don't want to wear a fucking mask at work. God damn it!
You would have had to shave up a bit for that one too.
I know. And
the soul patch.
Yep. And I need a hat. Damn, I could have done that. Could have pulled that off. Fuck. All right. I'm already close. I mean, this is probably what John Belushi would look like if you're still alive, except probably a lot more worn out. Because
I mean, given the same, if you had the same beard as you did and the amount of gray, you would have just been on top of it. Would have been almost spot on.
He'd be 10 years older than me, I think, just about. I think he was.
Yeah, but the cocaine, it preserves you, so he still would look good. He still look like he was in his 30s.
All right. This show is
that's how it works, right?
Yeah, I think something like that. This show is brought to you by our sponsor, KY. You can buy it in the warm or the classic. This one's not open. I got it in the mail today. So
from our sponsor, from the sponsorship.
Thank you, KY. I'll try it out. All right, and let people know how it works.
Is that a hole? Is that a hole in the wall?
No,
I'm looking behind you.
No, it's not. It's not. So that's interesting. So I like how dedicated they're being to the sponsorship, and so go out and get KY when you need to make things slippery. All right. Is that so much easier to do than the bet online bullshit? God, that's annoying. So
name one sponsor we won't get now. Thanks, Derek.
No, we've already been offered it.
I know, but there's a difference between being offered and us getting another. You're like, God, I bet online shit. That's bullshit.
No, I don't mean that. I mean the fact that the shows that we watch halt, so they have to, the
requirements, X amount of seconds, 30-second, whatever minute long segment, whatever.
It's fucking annoying. All right.
I would say instead of doing like a 1 minute segment because people just click right through, could we do like 2 30-minute humorous segments? And
listen,
in between there somewhere.
If there was some flexibility there, maybe so. But you know what, dude? The fucking Colts are about to lose. They're about to fucking lose.
I've got to find that quote.
You can cut this out, by the way, if you want. But it's
no. This will be fun.
And we're losing. That simple. We are now losing. God damn it. And there's only 20 seconds left.
Don't worry, Derek. This is going to play nicely into one of our topics here. So might as well pull it up because it plays out perfectly.
Fucking losers.
So our friend of the show, Calcio Moneyball, he says, Leeds fans are bipolar as Jesse Marsch football. Most wanted Jesse sat after Leicester. Embarrassing home from Fulham. Now he has 3 points against Liverpool and everything's fine. Can't wait for him. And I said, surely they're not as fickle as Indiana sports fans. We take pride in our flip-floppiness.
Well, I think everybody's been pretty annoyed by the Colts this season. There's no flip. There's only been flop. So there's that. I would say this, Joe and the other guy, Colin, who do all the Leeds, those are the two shows I watch, Leeds podcasts I watch, and the one with the father-son thing on occasion. I'd say they're all pretty balanced. The father-son guys the father at least was still pro Jesse Marsch, give him time. Joe wanted him gone, said he was tactically naive. He had to kind of eat his words this weekend, and they both ate crow this weekend. Colin did too. He said, I'm eating crow right now. That's how this shit works. We have an opinion. It doesn't turn out the way we think it's going to turn out. And then we say, hey, Jesse, I'm sorry. Maybe I was wrong. I could still be right. You could lose every game from here and the rest of the season.
Well, that's the argument you always have when it comes to eating crow. We had that same issue with Kellen Acosta. Like we said, he shouldn't be out there. He's inconsistent. And then he had the best game of his life. We're like, hey, we're happy to eat crow here. And then the match afterwards was inconsistent again. So hopefully Jesse has a better turnaround in the next match. Who are they playing again? They're playing another big boy, aren't they? Man City or something like that?
Could be. I thought the next game was Bournemouth, and then
that's exactly what Kelsey just said. Yeah, Bournemouth.
Yeah, it's Bournemouth, and then it gets hard again. That's what she said.
Beat me to it.
All right.
Bournemouth, and they got Wolves in the EFL Cup. And then Tottenham, and then Man City.
The plain fact of the matter is, whatever Jesse had set up in the plan, there was obviously a plan. And the plan wasn't to always do the bull rush, the full-on high press. It was more calculated. Like they would let Liverpool get up sometimes to the midfield, and then they'd start sort of a casual press. And
shrink that field up so Liverpool doesn't have so much open room to, once they get past your first line of a high press, it's not open field at that point.
Right. They'd linger in Liverpool's half, but they would pretty much back up, especially in the second half, to midfield and start it there. And then, we noticed they were playing almost a 4-4-2 by the second half with Bamford and Aronson playing up top. And we will get
At what point will Jesse say, maybe I don't play Bamford anymore?
I tell you what, if they would have tied that game after that Bamford fuck up, that blooper.
You're like, I'm watching the Leeds game right now. And you're like, oh man, Harrison missed out Aronson was wide open. He missed this opportunity. Like, wait till you get to the second half and you see Bamford.
Yeah. Yep.
I posted immediately after on Twitter. I'm like, oh man, Bamford hurts my head. He really does.
I mean,
Use your right foot. Use your right foot.
Outside of Struck, Cock, and Roca, and Melier, Aronson and Adams were the best two fucking players on that field for Leeds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fucking Adams was everywhere. And if there was any doubt about his ability to play at this level, it is long gone. Long gone. He was amazing with one-touch passes today. In fact, the second goal, who gets the pass to Nanto? Who gets it to him? Adams does. If we can go back and find that goal and some highlight footage, that would be great, and do our little flippy-floppy thing where we start, seeing where the ball's at. I'll read this quote while you're looking for a highlight.
Jesus. Put me on that real quick.
I know. I love this. This is a great one by M.O.T. Paul. 70% of the earth is covered by water. The other 30% is covered by Tyler Adams. I mean, that is so fucking true. And even that second goal that they got, what was going on? Liverpool was going to move the ball. They were clearing it out of their area. Well, they just so happened that the area they cleared it out to in the air was straight to Adams. And Adams did one of those loopy kicks, found Nanto on the wing. Nanto crossed it. It bounced off fucking the fumbling Bamford, ended up at Somerville's feet. Bam. Goal. Leeds with minutes to go in the game. It was so fucking exciting. I mean, I already knew what the result was, and I still found it exciting because those fucking bastards, by the way, at NBC, they list it like it's on Paramount Plus. Okay, you go there, and it says no, you can't watch the game until tomorrow morning at 9. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Yeah, I'm sorry, it's on USA. It's a channel you don't have. Oh, okay, it's not my package. Well, guess what? When I bought the sports package with Xfinity, they didn't know 2 years ago that was going to include USA. All right, like NBC's moving all the games I want to watch to USA.
It seems like that's the home for Leeds matches is USA.
Yeah, so I've had to watch every Leeds match the next morning. That sucks, but at least I get to watch it, I guess. So much for complaining. What's this?
Don't your parents have cable?
My parents have USA. They were watching it live.
Grab it.
I was sitting at my house going, "Oh my god!" My mom's texting me, "Oh my god, this goalkeeper's so amazing." So
talked about that afterwards. Okay.
And Mellier did have a great game. Is this the highlight? Okay, here's the clearance. Watch you go straight to. I think this is it, right?
It is.
Okay. This ball.
I want to try to do this
incrementally. Well, that moved forward fast.
Yeah, no, that's a problem. This is a quick thing. So
there's the ball again. It's in the air. Oh shit.
Sorry, guys. Okay, here it comes.
Okay.
We're just gonna split this up.
And there's Adams. You can see Adams heading towards the ball in this clearance. Watch where this ball goes, baby. Straight to Nanto.
It's a little one touch.
Right to him.
Yeah.
And he did these one-touch passes all fucking game long.
Yeah. There's
genius at it.
There's a video on Twitter showing all of Adam's touches. And I responded saying, I'm sorry, is this a deep fake? Because I was assured that Adams is not a good player.
Oh, yeah. We've been told it.
I've been told this. This is how it is.
Adams really not that good. He shouldn't be starting for the U.S. men's national team. He's not premiership quality.
Well, let's talk those 2 points real quick. The difference between what he does with Leeds and what he does with the U.S. men's national team are two different things because of the system
very
different.
Play. Yes.
So 100%. Different.
I mean, he doesn't play within a double pivot in Greg's stupid system.
Yeah.
So he's not going to look like this. He doesn't have a Roca next to him.
It's funny because Greg has to be looking at Jesse and how he's playing because they're playing arguably similar presses, just different formations, different setups, and sometimes it's a little bit different here and there. But I mean, it's the same, and the big difference there is the double pivot.
And
playing a 4-2-3-1.
if Berhalter wants a map for how to beat England, because there's plenty of England internationals on that Liverpool team, he should have watched that game, because that's how you beat a team that's better than you on paper. All right. That's how it's done away from home. And I got to give Jesse credit, man.
Props. Absolutely.
I was expecting this to be a loss, just like everybody else.
Everybody else, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. They're talking about like the upcoming matches again against Man City, Tottenham, Liverpool, and Bournemouth. They're like, man, if Jesse comes out with 1 point, that would probably be what is expected.
It would have been a victory. Yeah. The 1
But
point would have been great.
if he came out with 1 point, he probably would have lost his job regardless at that point.
Right. And listen, people are going to say, oh, you're just fucking shilling for the 2 American players, Aronson and Adams, and Marsh, because you're Americans. No, we wouldn't do that. Trust me. We wouldn't. If they were horrible, we'd say they're not looking good. Just like I'm just going about to tell you in the next show that fucking Conrad, who I told everybody I've written off for a long time now, and I told you he's not that good, and I told you he's arrogant, and I told you that he doesn't have any tactical common sense. He doesn't play for Olympiacos. He doesn't even get on the bench at Olympiacos.
Sounds
in
like
Greece.
we're talking about it now.
Yeah. So anyhow, I won't bring him up in the next show just simply because I just did there. But the whole point is, if some guy who's a U.S. player abroad sucks, we're not going to lie to you. We're just going to tell you he sucks.
And I won't expound because I want to talk about this in a little more depth next show.
Right.
Our good friend Brian posted a stat for PFOC about how he hasn't scored in like 8 consecutive games right now, and there are a number of people that are.
He didn't even play in consecutive games.
Sorry, consecutive games he played in. Let's put it that way.
Okay, all right.
People are like, where are the PFOC stands at now? I'm like, well, they're probably still supporting supporting PFOC, but they're also acknowledging the fact that he's in a slump, and they're still top of the charts right now.
He's not the only one in a slump. So is Becker, because I mean the whole Becker PFOC tandem was hot. And now the guys that are coming in for them are scoring the goals. So,
that's how you stay up top.
Might lose your spot if you don't start scoring PFOC and Becker. I don't think they're going to take Becker off regardless. Becker's too good. But PFOC plays a specific role in that team. And if that is not happening, if he's not holding up the ball and passing it off and getting assists, although did he just not get an assist last week? So do assists not count for anything?
No,
yes, he did.
Talking point is scoring goals, but again, we'll go into that.
Doesn't matter. He did a great hold up and knock the ball to somebody else who scored.
Yeah.
That counts too, by the way. It certainly would count for Berhalter since he doesn't expect his 9s to score. So Brendan Aronson ran 13.2 kilometers. I don't know how many miles that is yesterday against Liverpool. The most distance covered by a player in the Premier League match this season. That doesn't surprise me because he was fucking everywhere.
He was fucking everywhere.
I don't know how he's not exhausted.
Yeah, I'm sure he's wiped afterwards. Absolutely.
He's still running in the 90th minute like a madman.
Yeah. People are talking like, oh, this is a worthless stat when talking about it. I'm like, well, it can be. He covers a lot of ground, but you're also talking about a player that's playing a system that requires you to cover a lot of ground. And how does Jesse's system work out? It works out by not only the man marking the man with the ball is marking him, but then you have one, maybe 2 other players pressuring the space immediately, just like constantly badgering the players to make a mistake.
First goal was caused by that kind of badgering.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the point is, it's not a great stat to say like, oh yeah, he's doing great because he ran 13 kilometers in a match. Well,
yeah,
nobody really cares about that, but it's indicating that he's playing the system. That's what matters.
He's not running circles around the field with like a chicken with its head cut off. He's doing very specific things, playing a very specific role for the club. No one had more passes into the final third than Tyler Adams with 11, outside of Joe Gomez. 23 for who?
Liverpool, right?
Yeah, what's JFC?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, okay. Tyler was great, and
he had a great game.
Colin saying so, Joe saying so. Colin and Joe have both said that Aronson and Adams were the best 2 Leeds players on the team. and they're not Americans.
There's a lot of English fans on YouTube that are getting pulled up into interviews and stuff like that. Just people outside the stadium and stuff like that. Who do you like the most from this summer signings, or who do you like on the field? And Aronson and Adams are mentioned more often than most players.
Yeah, and the interviews that Adams does after the game are fucking right on. I mean, he was next to Nanto in the after game interview, and Nanto's not really fluent in English yet. He knows probably a few hundred words, but fucking Tyler Adams is just goddamn so smart, so sharp. He answers the questions in the right ways, and he didn't let anybody fuck around with anybody in that game, because when Robertson hacked down
Aronson and kicked the ball into him. Yeah.
Fucking Adams said, "Hey, baby, you ain't doing that."
Given this meme, doesn't it look like Adams is saying it's soccer, bitch, and Brandon's going, "What are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry?" I'm sorry. I thought it was funny, but I mean, yeah, it's nice little meme.
It's really nice to see Adams and Aronson both not take any shit, even from Liverpool players who oh, this is great. He's playing the mariachi guitar. Hell yes. Then he punched it in the back. I see, dude. Mm-hmm. They weren't just hugging him like, "Hey, thanks, coach." They were like embracing him. They were like dry humping him. I mean, it was crazy. Those players love this guy.
There might be a reason, because it came out week after week saying that the board has Jesse's back. Maybe the board knows that he's got the locker room, and that's key. They just had to get some pieces to fall for the points to start coming in. Because again, all throughout the season, there's been a handful of games that you're just sitting there going like, "Oh my God, that was awful. What I just watched there." And then there've been a lot of games like, "Oh my God, Leeds fucked it over. They fucked themselves at the very end." Yeah. So it's possible that maybe the board understands that Jesse has the locker room right now.
Well,
maybe after the winter window, they might get another center back. They might get another striker.
Yeah, the players really look like that are like they're emotionally with him. Are obviously Adams and Aronson and oh shit, who's the Danish guy on the Christensen? Yeah, and those are for obvious reasons. They love him because they played for him before.
Everyone these faces, look at him. Just stoked.
Cock looked like he had a heart on, hugging him. Everybody did. It was emotional, and it was great. And I hope that they take this to the next level. I hope we don't see them play Bournemouth and fuck up. Yeah, that
like how Marsch has his one leg coming up.
And
we know the girl in the relationship that is.
Yeah, we know he knows Harrison too. Even though, by the way, Harrison had a shitty game. As well. I thought he missed so many bad passes and made so many poor decisions when they had the counter, and he had fucking Aronson wide open to his left, and he said, "Well, I'm just going to take it myself, because why not?" Well, why not? Because if you had made the pass about fucking 30 seconds earlier, Aronson would be scooting his way to the goal right now with nobody in front of him. But nope,
you didn't make the pass. We glanced talked about Bamford earlier, but I feel like I have to bring up his missed opportunity that should have resulted in his 100th goal finally.
Yeah, and he's never going to get to 100. I think it's mental.
Was it Aronson that played in the ball in?
Yes.
I think it was Aronson that played in the ball in.
No. It was Aronson to Somerville to Bamford.
Okay, sure. But instead of accepting it with his right foot as it crosses his body, he tried to hit it with his left foot, outside of his left foot, to set himself up for a left-foot shot.
It's so stupid.
Take it with your opposite foot, man. Do the easier play. And then he flubbed it. And then I will make one criticism about Aronson is I think Aronson needs to stop focusing on trying to set people up and start ripping some shots. There were a couple times in and around the box that he tried to play that final pass through instead of just ripping a shot. Just take a shot.
Well, let's say that and say this. He had a shot that hit the fucking crossbar that was unlucky as fuck.
Take more than.
3 more inches down, 2 more inches lower, that ball hits the bottom of the bar and goes in. That would have been stellar goal.
Yeah.
Also, we can't go away without mentioning that Rodrigo still can't pass. He can't pass.
Still scores.
He scores,
for the team.
but that's a tap in. He better score that.
Well,
I mean, his passing was egregious today. It was egregious.
I'll take whatever goal you can get. Yeah.
It was egregious. And then Cooper had a bunch of bloopers. Cooper's bloopers. Let's call them that.
Bloopers.
You had a couple of them that were atrocious. That needs to get cleaned up. But other than that, Koch was back there, hard as a rock. Definitely the guy you could depend on in the back four in centrally. So congratulations to Jesse, and we'll cut this really short by saying don't bother watching Brighton versus Chelsea. It's a waste of your fucking time.
You're talking about Cooper making a couple flubs of it. Man, Silver had more flubs in the first 3 minutes.
Dude, they are back to playing Tuchel ball under Potter. It's the exact same 3-4-3 setup.
A lot of people were saying that. A lot of people were saying that they brought him in and were like, "Hey, new coach." And everybody's like, "Don't get your hopes up. He plays Tuchel ball."
No, he doesn't always. He's been more flexible in his career than Tuchel has because he's had to coach. He had to coach Brighton, but we're back to seeing a mechanical team, a team that plans out everything they're going to do. It's easy to read. It's very predictable. They're overly organized. It's fucking boring, and there's no creativity. And you're playing Pulisic as a right wing back again. Mm-hmm. Congratulations, Potter, for fucking it up. And I'm not watching. I only watched 50 minutes of that game, and I turned it off. I couldn't.
I think on their third goal, like in the 30-some odd minute, I'm like, you know what? I gotta go I gotta mulch leaves. I've got other things. I live in a wooded lot, and I figured going outside and mulching leaves was the better use of my time.
My thought was I need to go test my new box of KY. That was my thought. All right. Let's play Timmy. I think Timmy sums it up really good here. So we'll conclude here.
The future of American coaching. Yeah. For you felt that if he was fired, Jesse Marsch, in the next week or so, it would put American coaches back 10 years. How much time does this give him today?
10 years.
It should show everybody what I think we know. It should give him as much time as he needs to turn.
Oh, that's a little general.
They're down near the bottom. It's not great. But why
not anymore?
Manager? Because the performances aren't good. The performances have been good.
That's true.
He's lost the team. He hasn't lost the team. There's a spirit and togetherness in that group. This team will be fine. They need time to build. Look, I don't think they defend.
We got to stop this time, I guess.
Yeah.
No, but he's spot on. The performances have been there. The results have not been.
Yeah. There have been two games that I thought, oh, wow, shit's really broken down here. But the rest of the games,
Fulham, Leicester, and Brentford, yes.
Yeah, I
guess you could argue Fulham. They were still in it. Until Fulham put their chances away. So, well, I mean that's any game really, but I guess they're still kind of in it.
You could have blamed Jesse. He did play up like a bunch of new guys. No Christensen in that game. Adams was out injured.
Yep.
I think he started Bamford.
Playing, I don't think either.
Started Bamford.
Sinisterra started.
Yeah. Yep. Well, Sinisterra's great.
No, Rodrigo started and then got subbed out at halftime, I believe.
Okay.
But
Greenwood
came in.
Greenwood played next to fucking Roca, and he's not even a midfielder. So there was some weird shit in that game, Yep. But that's why if you're the board at Leeds, you go out and you buy another player who can play the holding mid role in case Roca breaks a leg or Adams breaks a leg. We got nobody. There's no one who could break. So you better hope those two guys stay healthy for the rest of the fucking season because they don't have anybody else. I mean, unless Dallas comes back, but he's never coming back, it seems like. He's been injured like for eternity. So I don't know who else could play that role. Certainly not Greenwood. That's not his position. He's just playing that to be nice.
Adams can play, or Aronson can play. Aronson can play anywhere, I think.
Yeah, but you'd be wasting his energy.
100%. I'm not. Yeah, absolutely.
And his attacking ability and his ability on the counter. Okay, so that's going to do that. I'm not going to talk any further about Chelsea. Fuck that game. That game sucked. It blew.
Horrible
This
game.
Not helping Pulisic at all as we head towards the World Cup, except for the fact that he actually played and didn't get injured. so he's at least staying fit. But the way Chelsea are playing it's disgusting and boring. It's like watching a fat old lady bend over, grab her ankles, and fart right in your face. That's what it was like. And I had to turn it off after 50 minutes. Brett turned it off after 35 minutes.
Yeah. Like, if they come back from this, props to Chelsea, but I didn't see it happening.
4-1. They lost 4-1 against Brighton.
Well, and it's funny. I know we don't want to talk about this too long because we're already 30 minutes into this, but it's funny looking at how to play Chelsea because Leeds did it. They pressed, and pressed. It's exactly what Brentford did. They pressed, and pressed.
You mean Brighton.
Brighton. Yeah, sorry, Brighton, yeah. But they pressed, and pressed. It completely took them out of their game, at least for the 30 minutes I watched.
If you have the more talented team with the most talented players, let them play. Let them be creative. Don't just sit there and fart in our faces. Nobody wants to watch that shit. All right. Until the next time on Straight Red Card, we'll back with another show, another tape show. No live show until Thursday. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it with grandma, and make sure you get yourself a fresh box of KY. Until next time, see ya.
You're gonna do her. Yeah.
Oh no!
Matt, what the hell was that? Wasn't me, coach. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Get off our lawn.